viewers, here I am, a Lord of Shadows, today doing One Piece Chapter 800 review. One Piece! The chapter that I've been waiting for 2 weeks. And man, I'm gonna tell you, like everybody else knowing this shit, every single 100 chapter, One Piece, there is be showing up, plenty of things happen. A lot, a big revelation or a new appearance or a new member or a new location. Every time when 100 chapter came, every single time, something big happens. Short words. Something big happens. Some big shit, nasty shit happens. And this week's chapter, we finally have the official confirmation of the Straw Hat's Grand Fleet. Even at the beginning, Luffy, he didn't want to accept, this offer and everything because his big excuse was, sorry, I can't drink that, because, he never liked alcohol anyway and everything, and everybody was, what? He doesn't want to accept, the alliance because as far as how we know Luffy, all these adventures, what he wants to do is with his main crew. Not, with his every single, member of the Grand Fleet, trying to follow his ass in every single adventure they go. So you get my point. So, and Bartolomeo, everybody was shocked and everything, and Bartolomeo is trying to explain that after all what happened here in Dressrosa, big fishes, big enemies and big names is gonna come after him and kick his ass because everyone who was, officially, connected with the Flamingo or a partner or a broker, whatever, even the Yonko, everybody's gonna come after him, especially Kaido and the Underworld brokers, especially them. In short words, everyone who was connected with the Flamingo is gonna come after him and kick his ass. And what trying to Rumble said is, no matter how strong the enemy is, with the 5,600 men we have and everything in our great fleet, everybody will be no match for, against us. They will be impaired. They will be equal with the enemy. In some sort of way. That's because what Bartolomeo and Olympus trying to explain, because he's trying to say that all five, because what Luffy's trying to say, because if he drinks this cup of sake, all of this, he'll become the captain of this great, Straw Hat Grand Fleet, And of course, Bartolomeo tried to explain that, all 5,600 of us, will be, of them will be under the wings of a great pirate, everything, and which is betting, for a man that will, that will one day be the king, pirate king. You get my point, We need, because we need at least, this number, if we're gonna, take over the world, conquer the world, and everything. And of course, Zoro saying, back off, because this isn't, because this just isn't his thing. Because Luffy doesn't want, to become, he doesn't want, to be a greater man. He doesn't want, to conquer the world. He just wants to be the pirate king. He just wants to complete that by himself. In a short word. So. And the one part big thing is, when where to see, they're giving Luffy this big cup of sake, and and trying to say that if he drinks that, he'll be the captain, should I say, the leader of this great Straw Hat Grand Fleet. And of course, when Zoro tried to explain Bartolomeo and everybody else that he's not the kind of guy, who just wants to conquer the world, he wants to be a greater man and everything, he said, can you put this sake back to the barrel? I want to drink, myself. I'll drink it all and everything. And nobody's like, that was one of the funniest quotes, I ever saw in Zoro. Because can you put this sake back in the barrel? I'll drink it later, I'll drink it all and everything. And of course, they have the bad face of Luffy, saying he's so cramped in a way because, and by the way, I know it's a cup of sake because in the translation it says a cup of sakazukis. Maybe it's a bad translation because at the beginning I wrote it on the manga panda, but I think it was I know they were talking about sake. So for anybody who's reading manga panda, this chapter or whatever, it's not sakazuki, is sake, but whatever, you get my point. So. And everything, when he said, he's so cramped and everything because he always tried to complain that he doesn't want to drink alcohol because he fucking doesn't like it. And of course, he looks like he really doesn't want to and everything. And of course, everybody was shocked and everything. The look of him and everything, everybody was shocked, that and everything. And then you have out of nowhere Luffy say, as far as I know, how I smell it, it seems that behind your back you have a feast coming on and everything, and everybody understands that he likes more, his interest more in food than in this offer, they're trying to explain. And of course, Cavendish and everybody, was arguing, like enough with this, enough with this far stronghead. If you don't want, to say yes that to become the captain of this grand fleet, that we're gonna come, ask you by force, because he said, Cavendish said that he's going out of his way to join him, and of course, Ideo tried to explain, come on, let's tie him up, and force him, to accept this offer and everything. And of course, there you have, even Sai said, like, damn you, after everything, are you looking, down on us now? Even, of course, you save his life, but you can't, and as of, trying to protect him and say, it is the way you talk about, to our captain and all this stuff. And of course, that's where the big speech came. Because Luffy is trying to explain everybody else that what he's trying to say is he's going to become the king of pirates, and he's not interested in becoming something greater, like a true leader or a god, we get my point. And everybody, that was one of the big, this is one of the funniest parts, everybody was, huh? What the fuck is he talking about? Because everyone's wondering, he doesn't want, something great, because nobody had any idea what he's trying to explain. Even Law didn't get, because he said to Luffy, what the hell are you talking about, man? And everything. And of course, even that time when Luffy tried to explain, of course, there you have Zoro sake. That's pretty good stuff, yeah. We say, go into the cup, he's saying, try to, slurp, he's trying to drink the sake, all of it from the cup and everything. And even, all of it from this cup, big one, for sake. Even if also trying to explain, get a cup, man, behave yourself and everything, and then you have, this is one of the big moments, very epic, because Luffy often, gives big epic speeches, but, well, not very often, but they're very, great. Because he said that if sometime there will be, if the strongest will ever be in trouble, he called, I'll call you guys so loud that you can hear it. So just come then. And even Luffy's trying to explain in the same way, but the other way around, because he even said that we don't, we don't even have to do all this, right? Because he tried to explain that even if those guys need help, just do the same as he said to them. Just do the same, and they'll be running. Because he will never forget what they did, in the battle against Doflamingo, all together and everything. So in short words, if you need help, Strongheads will come. But if we need help, we'll, shout so loud that, you can come and help us and everything. So in short way, you understand what he's trying to say. So it is a confirmation, but not that every single adventure, they're not going all together. Only when a big threat will happen, a big strong enemy or nasty shit or occasion, whatever. You get my point? If all those things, like I said, happen, only then his fleet will come and help him. But the other things, he wants to do it alone with his crew, with his main crew. And even they, hallelujah, someone understand, because Bartholomew even understand that what he's trying to say is that Luffy Senpai being the king of pirates, isn't becoming a greater man, but being free. Freedom, that's all what Luffy's trying to about. He wants to be free, but being free to do whatever he wants. That's what Luffy, not only this time, but every single time in every single arc, trying to explain to everyone. He wants to do it on his free will. He wants to do it on his own. Because if we need help, we'll call you. But for now, back off. Because I want to do this adventure on my own, with my own personal crew. And out of nowhere, everybody became under attack and everything. And at the beginning, Leo thought that there was the Navy, even if he was saying it's impossible, because he stitched their boats all together, very, very, actually very, very well. And there you have one of the big parodies, of the Ultimaria Grand Fleet, because he said, get Columbus to take charge, because they're still in the midst of the discussion, and get rid of whoever gets in the way, like aye, aye, sir, and everything, and Columbus, like you have Ultimaria, the parody of Santa Maria, one of the main ships of Christopher Colombo in 1492 when he traveled to New World and to discover America. There you have even Columbus, a parody of Christopher Colombo. So now I really understand, where all they take the imagination to create the Ultimaria Grand Fleet. Now I understand where they get that idea, or should I say that imagination. But no, it doesn't matter. So they were not attacked by the Navy, but they were attacked by the pirates. So like I said at the beginning, they'll all be coming for them now. Because he said, no, it appears like these pirates were trying to attack the Yonta Maria Grand Fleet. There are some kind of alliance made up of those who despise Luffy. Which in this case, no, they even said that since the king now is Riku, not the Flamingo. I guess they have to take him out too, not only Straw Hat Luffy, because he even said to him, hand over Luffy to us. He's worth 5 million, and give us the man's head now, because those pirates tried to explain, they made a pretty big motherfucking deal with the Flamingo, and because Luffy defeated him and the factory is destroyed, they're all going to waste. So, like I said before, everyone's gonna come up. Of course, like I said, after this big alliance attack and everything, there you have, Bartolomeo crying and everything, and even he tried to say that he even fought even fucking more for Luffy senpai. He would rise straight to death, whatever the fuck it is. Of course, because after the big speech, where what Luffy is trying to explain to everybody from the Grand Fleet, what he wants, he wants to be a part of the king, on his own. He wants to create his own title on his own, with his own personal crew. He doesn't want every single fucking ship of the Grand Fleet, try to follow me every single adventure they go, in the show ways, because what are you trying to explain? Because I repeat again, we try to explain when some big nasty shit will happen, he will call them. But until then, please back off. That's one. So I explain again. Back off. So even in this chapter, we find out, a new unique laugh. Like wee. It is shoot. It is that kind of unique laugh. And of course, it's none other than Hyruddin. That is unique, special laugh. Just it actually is funny, but it's kind of cool and everything because, well, so in the show ways we find out another unique laugh. Of course, in the same way Hyruddin even said, I feel the same way, Bartolomeo. Wrap it up then. And because he really doesn't need to drink that. And of course, at that part, everyone was smiling, and of course, Luffy didn't understand a shit what they were saying because everyone was smiling and saying, "Yeah, that's true." They I kind of like the idea, doing what we want. A man that refuses, take away the freedom, take away the freedom of another. Is that what it is? Like in a show where it's like, you don't want, don't say yes? Well, we will confirm the Grand Fleet on our own way. Because the last thing what Luffy said, the last thing what he wants is, to take away people's freedom. That's the last thing what he wants. And of course, then Luffy senpai, then let me make a speech. And of course, after all the speech and everything, because like I said, Yonta Maria Grand Fleet, they became under attack of this alliance of pirates who hates Luffy and everything. And of course, they even said to the citizens, the people that go back, it's getting dangerous and everything. And even try to explain that if we go back, Fujitora, will attack. He will let all the rebels, to fall down to the Yonta Maria Grand Fleet and destroy Luffy and the others. And of course, the rebels have fought, but not on the Yonta Maria Grand Fleet. But not on the Yonta Maria Grand Fleet, like I said, but to this anti-Luffy alliance. Of course, who will drop the rubble? None other than Fujitora, because like everybody was showing, the rubble, it's falling on top of the enemy ships. This anti-Luffy pirate alliance, and he even said, this is my farewell gift, Straw Hat. Goodbye. In the same way, I knew this was gonna happen. Yeah, they're gonna fight a little, just like in the same way Aokiji fight Luffy, in that unknown island, the first time they met each other, This is exactly the same thing will happen here. Fujitora and Luffy take a little bit, take a fight, a little bit, not so much, like for example, like Luffy and Aokiji. And of course, after that time, Aokiji understands who he really is and everything, and of course, he let him go. And that's in the same way Fujitora is doing in the same way, the same thing exactly, like Aokiji did. So in the show wars, like I said, I knew that Fujitora would be something like Aokiji. I mean, maybe a little bit, harder, wiser than Kiji, and not so lazy, but more clumsy than lazy. But you get my point. But he have a good, but he have a good side, a very good side like Okiji did. So let's go on. So like I said, this is my farewell gift for you, Straya. Goodbye. And after that, there you have all the 7 representatives, Sai, Bartolomeo, Leo, Cavendish, Ideo, Olympus, and Hyrule, just having, this cup of sake in their hands, and Bartolomeo saying, that they're pledged, to become their, his subordinates and his shield and sword. When the time comes, they'll be there to protect their own leader as a repayment for what he give to them, what he have given to them. So, like I said, the 7 of us, here, the 7 of them, they're here, will exchange, this cup of sakazuki, like the translation said, but in actual reality is sake, with all we have, and we'll do even if you refuse. So that's, like I said, they use, like I said, when Luffy is trying to explain, that the last thing he wants is to take away, people's freedom. So they, so this part of his speech, they took that, as an opportunity, so they could become members of the Grand Fleet by himself, without even his permission. Which actually was really kind of clever and funny when I saw it. Really kind of clever because, what have you done? I don't want you here and everything, It was really kind of funny because they took things in their own hands and they confirmed, without his permission, the Great Straw Grand Fleet formation. And there's one of the most parts, when you see them drinking and everything, they have, Hyrule, we just see, his big fingers, just his fingers, holding this sake, and just like that. Because for others, they drink, very well. But for him, it was just he was drinking a drop. Just a little fucking drop of the sake. But it was just really kind of funny. And after all that, like they said, it's settled then, the great Straw Hat Grand Fleet, has been, confirmed and created and everything, like everybody, prepare the feast, let's celebrate, we're all ready. Because, like I said, they're celebrating the formation of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, 5,600 people. And of course, everyone was laughing because the other members, the rest of the members of the Straw Hat, weren't actually really sad. I'm more actually happy because they knew how Luffy's gonna, argue with that and everything. And like everybody saying, please take care of us, boss, and everything. And of course, he even said, hey, what the fuck you doing? I didn't drink it, but somehow it's empty. And of course, there you have behind him Zoro. Because he drank it all. When they were talking and everything, and Luffy standing right in front of them, he was just, I have to drink faster before Luffy sees. Yeah, Zoro and his love for alcohol. I mean, that was the funniest part in this chapter. When they were talking and everything, Zoro uses the opportunity. If Luffy doesn't want to drink the sake, then I will. As far as he can. And of course, at the beginning, at the end, he said, somehow it's empty, even if he didn't drink it. And of course, whose fault? Zoro. It's elementary because Zoro likes alcohol. Zoro likes alcoholic drinks. And of course, everyone's trying to explain, yeah, no problem. Just be yourself then, okay? You did all this, on your own anyway, they did all of this, without his permission anyway. So, with their own free will. Because, I repeat for the 3rd time, the last thing what Luffy wants is to take away people's freedom. So that's why they do it on their own, on their own free will. Because that's important. Because okay, if you won't say no, then we will do it on our own. And of course we confirm the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, formation. And of course, like I said, if anything were to happen, we'll do as we like and give up their own lives for him. No loss for you there. No loss for you there. So no worries, okay. And everybody like I said, Usopp said to Luffy, the main dish will be gonna be fighting fish steak, which actually, surprise, fighting fish steak, which of course, holy crap, that sounds amazing, let's eat, and everything, everybody, is happy, and everything, the formation of Grand Fleet, has already been accomplished and everything, and everybody's just what they only need to do is get married and celebrate and everything. And there you have, out of nowhere, like I said, there's still, these rebels, and they're still, just slowly falling down on this, anti-Luffy pirate alliance, trying to, so Fujitora in that way is trying to stop them, to stop Luffy and everything, so they can easily escape. And of course, there you have, out of nowhere, there you have, from the Denden Mushi, Vice Admiral Bastille, he's calling, he says, Admiral Bastille, report him. And of course, Fujitora is trying to explain, the rebel is finally, raining down. And of course, he's asking Fujitora if the Straw Hat and the rest of them are really dead, dropped down at the bottom of the sea. In the short words, if they're really dead. And of course, Fujitora said, well, somehow, like all the rebel, he's missing them. He's missing them, He's charging the anti-Luffy pirate alliance, but he's missing them. He's missing the marks. And of course, Bastille, what the fuck did you say, Dada? Like Dada. The end of his, the end of his speech, he always said Dada. What did you say? What the fuck did you say, Dada? And everything, And Fujitora, like, there you have, standing, just watching the rubble falling down and everything. And he said, like, he doesn't really have, the right to go after them. And he even said that he wanted, that all this thing, will be between us and everything. But after, he said, you guys have to, clean after the government. I have to say, thank you so much for all what you have done. Which was very touching for an admiral to say that. Because really actually, as far as I remember, Aokiji never said that. Every time, when in Water 7, because that accident will happen in Water 7, he only, when they, escaped and everything, he only smiled. He never actually said thank you to them. So that's the first time we see an admiral, saying, thank you guys for all what you have done. And there you have smiling, and there you have, out of nowhere, a little picture, the gorilla, and who is on top of the gorilla? Sengoku. Former Fleet Admiral, General Inspector Sengoku, and he said, I heard you, and he, oh shit, oh no, oh crap, and what's gonna happen next? And you have the first shocking, really big, shocking face of Fujitora, like, oh crap. Sengoku heard me. Oh crap! Oh, what are we gonna do? So, and also I forgot to mention that don't forget to mention is that we have a little bit seeing Kiros and Rebecca seeing the Straw Hats departing with the Yontamara Grand Fleet and everything, and of course Rebecca's trying to take his hand and everything, and of course after all these 10 years of nightmares and everything, they became a real big happy family. And of course, at the end, well, we have to expect celebration! Woo! Celebration! Come on! Here it is! Alright, you mateys, here's to our win against the Mingo family, the Don Quixote family. Woohoo! And everybody's celebrating. Sai, Harulin, the Straw Hats and everything. Even you see at the corner, on your left side, you can see, Law standing like, smiling and everything, like. He's enjoying the celebration. Everybody, yeah, celebration time's come up. Because that after every single arc, there always comes a celebration. Always. Since the time when they fought against Captain Morgan to this day, they're always at the end of the arc. There's always a celebration. There's always been a celebration, and always will be. And there you have, well, I have the chapter right here because I open it right now because there is one speech very odd, but very astonishing because it says like here. So, but the 7 oddballs that call themselves Straw Hat Luffy subordinates will continue to grow on their own and may one day make their mark on history as well. In short words, when I read it, what I'm trying to explain is that when the time is right, until that time. They will go, larger, stronger, they'll be, I think they'll be much more bigger than 5,600. Because this is only the beginning number. And all this, will lead up to a very big incident. But for now, it's still an untold story. when they was talking about this big incident, I think it's mentioning about this great war that's gonna happen at the end of One Piece. So, because all this will lead to a very big incident, which also, for my opinion, in translation, is that big apocalyptic war they're gonna have, against the world government, at the end of One Piece. So that's what the narrator trying to refer, at the end of the chapter. But like I said, but for now, it's still an untold story, and that is the end of the chapter. So here I am done. Like I said, the chapter was very epic, very good. Yeah, especially I like the funny moments with Zoro trying to drink the sake and everything, and the finishing touch, even without Luffy's permission, the formation of the Grand Fleet. But like I said, like everybody knew, they're gonna be a Grand Fleet, but they're not gonna follow him because of Luffy. They're not gonna follow him every single adventure they're gonna have. Just like Luffy said, when a big nasty shit happens, we will call you. And something happened to you, we'll come to you. You get my point. So here I am done. Rate the video, comment, subscribe, give me something to personally think about this alliance, this chapter, what's your own personal opinions. Drop me a like, I really appreciate that. And for subscribers, really not difficult. Come on. Click. Just use your mouse, okay? Peace everyone, have an awesome rest of the day. Lord Shadows signing off.